Hey everybody, it's Peter, and just a quick note. It's a little after 1 in the morning near Toronto, and it's still hot as balls up here. We're having this massive heat wave, so I was going to dress up for this review, and this review is actually for the second Kingsman movie, The Golden Circle. So me and my mate, we went to go see this movie, right? And it wasn't as good as the first one. What I'll say is, if you've seen Kingsman 1 with Michael Caine, watch it again with your mates. If you've got nothing else better to do, go see something else. I'll say that right now. Basically, I would recommend, if you're a Matthew Vaughn fan, you want to see what he's up to, and you got some money that you want to blow, go for it. If you're like up here in Toronto, and we have our movie point system, you've got, 1,000 points to go see a free movie, do it. If you want to wait till Cheapy Tuesday and only spend $7 Canadian on a movie, do it. I would not. We actually got the 2-for-1 tickets, but it still cost $30 plus tax, which gets you 2 people in, 2 regular drinks, and a regular popcorn. He didn't seem to mind it so much. I was disappointed. And I think maybe because the trailers kind of hype it up a bit. I thought, oh, great. Matthew Vaughn's directing it again. He doesn't want to do sequels, but I guess he does want to do sequels. So yeah, I don't know what happened here. And because most of Matthew Vaughn's movies, if you've seen them, first Kick-Ass. He took over the X-Men franchise with First Class. That was really good. Layer Cake. I mean, these are really good Matthew Vaughn movies. And so is The Kingsman. The Kingsman had a nice feel, had hit the beats. It hit the beats. And, it was kind of paying homage to Bond films. That was even part of the conversation in the first movie, between Firth and Jackson. What I really like about doing, the old Bond films, you could figure out the villain. Oh, I always wanted to be the villain. Yeah, because that's funny, because I always wanted to be the good guy in the movie. So we're really not getting any of that in this movie. What we're getting is a lot of action. The movie actually starts off, boom, action. And I don't know if it was the movie lighting or the lighting in the theater. I felt like I was watching this through either sunglasses or 3D specs. The lighting was really poor in the movie, especially the night shot. It was hard to see. There was some witty things, and I was joking with my friend. I wonder if Edgar Wright talks with Matthew Vaughn, because partway through between the opening action sequence, there was a couple of things where, hey, we've got a fight scene, set the music. I mean, it's done before, but it was kind of reminding me of, oh, gee, Baby Driver had stuff set to music. And I mean, yeah, this is true, but they were listening to a Prince song while they're having the fight out in Cap. Okay, just a bit of a spoiler of the trailer. That's not going to really ruin the movie for you. But there's another part after that where Eggsy had to make a getaway, and he's driving the car, and he's doing some stunts, and I thought, wait a minute. Gee, if Edgar was talking to, hey, I was making this movie the other day. It's called Baby Driver, and the guy drives around really crazy. He's a young bloke in a car. And Matthew Vaughn be like, oh, really? Well, you know what? I'm making a movie, and I got the same young guy too. Thinks to myself, maybe I'm going to do the same thing as well. Why not? But overall, yeah, it wasn't a great movie. A lot of people say it was. Basically, take out Samuel Jackson character, throw in Juliana Moore's character, and it's the same kind of plot line. Instead of evil guy with evil cell phones and going to plant a bug that's going to kill everybody, she drugs up a bunch of drugs with some extra stuff that's going to actually kill people, and just to get rid of stuff because she doesn't like people, I guess, who does drugs. I don't think she likes to do anything. I don't know if she even likes to drink coffee. She does like to make a mean hamburger. I'll give you that. But yeah, and talking about stuff like hamburgers and other things, yeah, I found this movie got a little too graphic compared to the other one. Sure, they had a bunch of heads exploding in the first movie, but it was done sort of comedically. This one, there's a lot of blood and guts in this one. Not so heavy duty, but some of it's just like, really? We're doing that? Okay. Action sequences weren't that bad, but again, almost like the church scene in the first movie. Lots of Steadicam running around. Some of it felt like there was a little bit too much CGI thrown in to try to, because some of the stunts were really overly gymnastic, and some of these people probably can't do that. Yeah, and that's the bad thing. You'll notice I'm harping back onto the first movie because that's what the movie itself is doing. Oh, did you remember this from the first movie? Did you remember this movie? Oh, by the way, here's some characters from the first movie. Let's talk about that explosion in the first movie. And again, they talk about Samuel Jackson from the first movie. And then we get into the story itself. But again, too, and a lot of people comment this, and a lot of critics, and I believe, and I agree with them as well too. It's a lazy movie. I'm finding a lot of stuff coming out nowadays is very lazy, and especially Matthew Vaughn of all people. Come on, do something original. You could have taken this in the next direction. What Eggsy's going to be doing? Well, we're showing what Eggsy's doing, but there were scenes later on too where he sort of reverts back to his EastEnder thing. Yeah, this is freaking amazing. Look at that, isn't that great? And everybody's like, dude, you're a Kingsman. You're not supposed to be acting like this anymore. Yeah, so some of the character development wasn't that great, or we're falling back on other things, or Eggsy, he's been doing this for a while now as a special, secret spy. He shouldn't be doing the same routine unless when he's not being a Kingsman, he hangs out with his mate still. I don't know if he knows he's still a secret spy or not. There was a carryover from the end of the last movie too. I'm not going to spoil that one. That was a pleasant surprise. I'm going like, wait a minute, who's that? Oh, I know who that is. That was kind of... All the other characters were carried over, but unfortunately, they're all taken out. So, and it took my friend and I a moment too to go like, hey, how did the Kingsman get taken off? I'm like, oh, duh. Charlie, if you remember the guy from the scene when they were doing the party in the first movie, and they were supposed to hit on, all three of them were supposed to hit on the girl, and then part of it they get tied down to the train tracks. He's the guy who actually, when they had him on the train tracks and they said like, okay, tell us everything over the Kingsman, everybody else, Roxy and Eggsy, were both like, yeah, we're not going to tell you nothing. You can run the train over, we don't care. We're not going to tell you nothing. And of course he goes like, oh my God, I'm going to tell, it's Arthur and all this other stuff. And then Michael Caine's like, I'm disappointed in you. And then he's kicked out and you don't see him again until Act 3 of the first movie. So he's back again. They explain what happened to him. Why is he back? Somehow he got away from the head explosion, so they explain all that. He's now working for Julianne Moore. She's living in the jungle, doing the Martha Stewart thing, doing a 50s home vibe. Really bizarre. And that's the other weird thing too. She never leaves location. She sends her minions out. She sends Charlie out. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen most of the movie. Everything gets blown up. Okay, what are the guys going to do? They find out, through emergency procedure that they have to go through, that Merlin and Eggsy find out, oh, what do we got to do? Oh, there's a thing we have to do. So they do the procedure and they find out, oh, yep, we have people in the Statesman. They didn't know about that. So they go to America, visit the Statesman, find out, oh, we have cousins. They're also in the spy business. And somehow they didn't know each other, which was weird. Protocol plan, they said like, oh yeah, they were talking, there's a protocol plan, and we have the thing that says, oh, we must talk to the Kingsman. So everything got sorted out, but still I felt it was good in some parts. It was kind of flat. Some of the characters are acting like, what's going on? They do explain what happened with Colin Firth, how he's alive now with his eye. I like the action in the first movie, especially when he first meets Colin Firth and he does the trick with the umbrella and throwing glasses around and beating the crap out of everybody in the bar, and he did it himself, so that was kind of cool. There is a similar situation, again, not going to spoil, which is, again, they're locked in a bar somewhere in the States, and it's just like, hey, we don't like your kind around here. We're going to beat the crap out of you. Are you now? Well, manners maketh man. And then it goes from there, and then they sort of do a little bit of a twist on that. And then you get to meet some of the other characters. You get to meet Channing Tatum. You get to meet Bridges. You get to meet Jeff Bridges is the head of the organization. At Channing Tatum. You've got Halle Berry is the tech whiz. But yeah, this could have been a way better movie. And then there's talk about doing a third movie. He wants to do a trilogy, Matthew Vaughn. And it's like, what? Yeah, so basically, as you saw in the thumbnail, I gave it 2 Pugs out of 5. This was not a really good movie. Again, if you want to get a better enjoyment, just watch Kingsman again, or watch any other Matthew Vaughn movie. I would recommend, if you haven't seen any earlier work, definitely watch Layer Cake. It's got Daniel Craig, Colin Meaney, Idris Elba. You got a really good cast. That's a really good classic gangster movie that's not done by Guy Ritchie. That's a really good movie you should see with Matthew Vaughn. The first Kick-Ass was really good. X-Men First Class, really good. Yeah, so that's it for me tonight. Sorry if I feel a little bit out of it. It's still hot as balls in here, and I'm trying to work with that, and I just want to get this out. Also, remember, if you're new here, click the subscribe. If you're new here, click the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see any of my other work. And we'll see you in the next one.